Ethan, can you please sing us the podcast intro this week?
I actually can't. I think I've damaged my vocals singing to the sea otters.
How dare you come on my podcast and make a mockery of me? You sing, I don't care if it hurts.
Hello. Welcome to the podcast.
What up, do?
We podcast, we talk about the podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Chaotic Voyage. I'm Cameron, your captain, and with me is my first mate, Paris,
Hello.
and head engineer, Ethan,
Hello.
and Paul Johnson. Oh, wait, he's not here.
Big surprise.
Where is he, Eth?
He's got scurvy.
Ah, again. He
Yep.
needs to eat oranges. Is that what you eat for scurvy?
Just fruit.
And oranges.
And raw fish.
Alright. He's in for a treat. Raw fish, oranges.
Yep.
Raw fish topped with some orange zest. With a glass of orange juice on the side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yum. Speaking of yum, that song was terrible, Ethan.
Yeah.
So not yum.
Like I said, I damaged my singing voice singing to the tribe of sea otters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, last week was Easter, and we didn't do anything for it. So this will be our week after Easter special.
Huh.
What's everyone's favourite thing to do the week after Easter?
Reminisce about Easter.
Try and work off that Easter fatness.
Do you get fat on Easter a lot, Eth?
Yes.
Good on you.
Chockies.
Yep. So, Easter's all about Jesus. He died and came back. Is that funny to you?
Yeah, Easter's all about Jesus. He died.
He did.
The end.
Well, not the end. He came back.
But then he died again.
Yeah, at some point. Why don't we get 2 Easters? I guess he didn't come back after that one.
Yeah, everyone thought he did. It was like, I can't wait for Jesus to show up again. He like pranked you, and then it just never happened.
He actually...
Come on, Jesus, come on. Where are you?
I think we're gonna get demonetized. Rough.
Yeah, because we're getting money already.
Because,
right?
yeah, we have to get monetized first.
Yeah. We're gonna get monetized just to get demonetized.
Yeah, they send us a cent.
And then take back 5 cents.
Yeah, you owe us 4 cents for talking bad about Jesus. Anyway, Jesus died and came back. And
Yep.
the story of Jesus reminds me of another story. Star Wars. Because
How?
well, Anakin's basically Jesus, you know. He is
The chosen one.
chosen one. His mum had a virgin birth. He died and came back as Darth Vader. I guess that... I missed the part where Jesus died
So
and
when
come
Jesus
back
came back,
came back as an evil cyborg. It was a real weird time in the Bible's history.
that was my favourite part of the Old Testament.
Often skipped over, but
Yeah, no one really mentions that part. But
What's everyone's favourite Star Wars movie?
fuck. I mean, oops.
We swear now. This is our 16th episode. We're allowed to swear.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how YouTube's content thing goes. Once you've over 16 episodes, you're allowed to swear.
it clearly states in the guidelines, once you've made 16 shitty episodes of a crappy podcast,
That no one listens to.
that's the exact language.
Favorite Star Wars? Well, it's a hard one.
Yep.
I'm currently re-watching all of them. So
Wow.
I haven't like finished all of them, so I can't really make a solid point because like some are fresher in my mind than others. But I'll go with episode 1. I quite enjoyed that when I watched it again.
Very controversial
I
opinion.
know, but also a New Hope. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also pretty good. I like that.
Nice. So the two that you recently watched.
Exactly right. The one I watched last night and the night before that.
In one of the weirdest orders of a. Actually, there is an order that you are
Is it
currently
Order
going by.
66?
Yeah, good job.
Thanks.
There's so many different viewing orders for Star Wars, and one of them is that you watch A New Hope, then you watch Empire Strikes Back, then you watch the prequels, then you watch Return of the Jedi. Because it's like you watch them and you find out at the end of Empire that, spoiler alert, Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader, and then it like flashes back and it shows what happened. Why is Anakin Darth Vader? Whoa, what's all this?
He can't live without Padme.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, he can't live without Padme. Proceeds to live without Padme.
No, but he dies and he's reincarnated into
Oh, yeah.
Darth Vader, and that's why we have Easter.
I was disappointed that episode 3 didn't have Anakin die, go into a cave for 3 days, and then come out as Darth Vader. And then, I don't know. What else happens at Easter? That was about it, right?
You know what? Iron Man is kind of like Easter. Kind of like
Hell
Jesus. Because he went into a cave for 3 days and emerged as Iron Man.
I think it was a little more than 3 days. But we'll go with it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, in all these retellings, they always come out as like a cyborg or something.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen with Jesus. Like, come on, man.
Up your game.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to hell.
We all are.
Yeah. This is the Chaotic Voyage is the express ship
Chaotic
to
Voyage is limbo. We're just like in the middle. We're in the
pretty
transition
much.
to hell.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be weird though? Like Paris dies and like a giant boat comes out of nowhere. Like no one else can see it,
A
obviously.
ghost ship.
Yeah. And then you like look up and then the Chaotic Voyage symbol's flying on it and you're like, oh no. And then I poke my head out, I'm like, oh hey Paris.
No, I'd be like, oh yes. Everyone else would be like, oh no.
That's what happens when you go to heaven. But if you go to hell, the boat comes out and it just hits you straight in the skull.
No, if you go to hell, like you get on the boat with me and I like take you on the voyage to hell. But if you go to heaven, Paul Johnson comes down and picks you up.
With his wings.
Yeah. And then flies you up there.
The Voyage to Hell sounds like a pretty cool title for something. I don't know.
Something that I was thinking about asking this week was, do you guys have any cool slogans for the podcast?
Slogans.
Like Chaotic Voyage, we're here.
I still like the one I used on one of the episodes. It was a pretty early one. It was like Chaotic Voyage. It's cringy. It's whingy. Let's get on with it.
Oh yeah, use that as like a intro song.
Yeah.
I thought there was like a good description of a video where you said something about it.
Oh, most of the descriptions are like that. We should just go back and read all of the descriptions.
Yeah.
There are some pretty good ones.
I'm guessing that no one's actually read the description. So
I don't think
for
so.
people listening,
I had like a little nugget of comedy in there, and
I had
not many people know.
That's for the true blue listeners.
Yep.
All one of them.
Yeah. So we've lost one subscriber in the past 28 days.
Who is it?
I don't
Tell
know
me.
who, but It doesn't tell us who, unfortunately.
Where are
I
you?
guess, I guess they're not listening to the podcast anymore. But if you are,
We'll find you.
Fuck you.
come back, please.
We all said something a bit slightly different. Ethan was just like, fuck you. I was like, we'll find you. And Cameron's like, please come back.
Please. I can't live without her. Or him. I don't know.
Nice. My question is, what is the strangest thing someone's ever said to you at work? For example, I got a compliment one time, which I thought was pretty nice. But this old lady was like, "You look like a movie star."
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh, yeah? Which one?" She's like, "I don't know." So it's like, it could either be like Brad Pitt or like Jonah Hill, you know?
I
It's
think
like,
she's just more
which-
saying that
which
you
one?
could be a movie star.
that was back when I had my long hair, so I was like trying to think of actors with long hair. I was like, Johnny Depp, maybe?
Nah. Definitely.
Probably not.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, dude, that'd be such a compliment. I love Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I think the weirdest thing, like, it hasn't been to me, it's what I've said. Someone
Right,
was like,
yeah.
"How's your day been?" I said, "Yes." And stared him dead in the eye.
Was it, you're just in one of those, like,
One of those
sleep
moods.
deprived modes?
And I
Yeah.
had no clue what was going on.
But how about those U2 moments? Like, for example,
Oh, I love the band.
shut up.
Hello, hello.
It's a beautiful day.
What's your favorite U2 song?
Hey guys, welcome to the U2 podcast.
Me.
Us two, we're going to talk about it.
Alright. I love Bono.
I love The Edge. I don't know why I laughed. It's kind of a stupid name, really. Sorry, The Edge, if you're listening. But
Sorry, Mr. The Edge. I'm so sorry for insulting you.
so sorry, The Edge.
I'm so sorry you had to be called The Edge.
That's on his birth certificate as well.
Oh, it's
Just
rough.
The Edge. Why doesn't The Rock, back to The Rock topics, change his name to The Rock? Like, that's what everyone knows him as.
Yeah.
He should just do it.
Has he not?
Nah, it's still Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, but it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. As his middle name's The Rock.
He should get that changed at least.
Yeah.
How do you think he came up with the idea of being called The Rock?
He was out looking at rocks one day, collecting rocks.
His mum was like,
That rock kind of looks like you, Dwayne. It's just like this really smooth, brownish rock. It's like
shaped exactly like him.
shaped like a six-pack, and
Yeah.
he's like, I will be the rock.
Now, what actually happened was he was walking with his girlfriend, and they were just like walking, and she's like, "I really like rocks," and he's like, "I will be the rock.
I'll be a rock for you.
I'll be your rock."
changed his name legally, and then she leaves him. It's like, I guess I'm The Rock now.
Dwayne Your Rock Johnson.
Oh man, so stupid. Yeah, speaking of stupid, I'm talking about those stupid moments where, say, for example, you go to the cinemas and then you buy your ticket and the person at the booth is just like, enjoy the movie, and you're like, you too. But they're like, I'm not going to see the movie. I'm just
Yeah.
going to be working behind the counter. I've had those at work before where, like, I've said to someone, like, they've said to me, have a nice shift. And I'm like, you too. And then, like, stop myself.
Oh yeah, what time do you finish? I'm like, oh yeah, just 9. I'm like, what about you? I'm like,
Finish
wait a
what?
second.
Finish this transaction. Like, hurry up, please.
As soon as possible, please.
Everyone's waiting.
Have you guys ever had any of those U2, not the band, moments?
glad you clarified.
I mean, Ethan just told us his, but Cameron.
I'm sure I have, but I probably like tried to forget it.
They're pretty embarrassing.
Yeah,
He tries to forget traumatic experiences.
yeah. There's like this phenomenon. Just edit it so
Is
it's
it the
right, Paris.
Mandela effect? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. It's like the one where everyone's like, not everyone, but like some people
Misremembers
have,
stuff? Kind
yeah.
of? Yeah.
What?
It's like
What is it?
it's like people keep remembering different details about something.
Oh,
like
that's weird.
that things were different.
Yeah, like
like
there's
this-
like an extra beat to a song.
Yeah,
Or like at the end of the song, they say like "hey" or something.
yeah, just
Yeah.
stuff like that where everyone, or like
Yeah.
this group of people, think something happened.
I think there's a pretty, like, good explanation for all of that stuff.
Oh,
And,
I
for
mean,
example,
there probably
just
is.
like with the songs, it's like maybe there's a version of it where they did add that in the end because, you know, there's usually like a few different versions of a recorded song and then they choose which one to release. And you know how sometimes there'll be like a radio edit or something,
Yeah.
and there'll be an extended version or there'll be like a live version. So that's always changing. And for things like products, you know, products are always changing. They're always changing how packaging looks to try and keep up with like what other products and brands are doing.
Hmm.
So like shit's always changing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense. I think one of the theories around it is that like certain people have different memories because like they come from a parallel universe. That like
That's kind of cool.
they remember it differently because where they're from, that is what happened. What I was basically going to say was the lady remembers you as a movie star because she's from a universe where you
Where I became a movie star.
that yeah.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. I think it all started with Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela.
Obviously.
Always got there.
People thought that he died in jail or something. A lot of people thought he died in jail, but he was actually released.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a thing that people believe.
it sure is.
To be honest, I thought he died in jail.
So, what's more crazy to you, Cameron? People who believe in the Mandela effect, or people who believe that the Earth is flat?
Earth is flat
Yeah, I reckon so.
because there's so much evidence pointing towards the Earth being round. So it's just like, come on, guys, just look at the evidence around you.
No, but looking at evidence disproves their point, so you can't do that.
Did you hear about the documentary about flat Earth?
No.
No.
Actually, they made it, and I think it's on Netflix, maybe. But they made one, and like they did all these experiments that basically proved that there was a round Earth.
So they got it wrong.
Yeah, but they like refused to acknowledge it. I think like they set up a light and something to detect the light across this large body of water,
Oh yeah.
and they're like basically because the Earth is flat, this bit of light will hit the marker on the other side perfectly because
Yeah.
it's like the same height. And the Earth isn't round, so it doesn't curve at all. And then they do it, and then like the light is not in the right place, and they just look at it and they're like, "Huh, that's weird."
It should be right.
And they just left it in the documentary.
They just refuse to acknowledge themselves being wrong.
That's weird, but let's just keep trying this experiment.
Just some people just refuse to acknowledge being wrong.
Being wrong.
Yeah. Speaking of being wrong,
Being wrong.
yeah.
Why does Paris keep saying that?
Why do you keep saying it, Paris?
It's another work reference. Cannon Loader will understand that. Since he does listen to every episode. He's such a valued listener.
Does he?
Shout out to
Nice.
Cannon Loader. Him
Good
and
job,
Bassie
Killer.
are tied for most valued listener.
Good job, you two.
Or I guess
Keep it up.
Vassy. I want stop about Bono, right? Enough. I guess Vassy's just pulling into first because she comments on the videos and Ken Luda doesn't. So that'll be his next step to try and win the throne.
Sorry,
Speaking
Keelan.
about thrones, Dark.
This goes out to Keelan and Vassy. Hello, hello.
Oh, hello.
I have to ask the Avengers Endgame question of the week. And this one is to Ethan. What is your favourite Marvel movie? Because I'm sure everyone's not sick of hearing everyone's favourite Marvel movie.
My favourite Marvel movie. That would be a tough one. Can you come back to me?
We've already answered on previous podcasts, so no.
Oh.
You'd know that if you listened. I know who isn't our most valuable listener.
What do you mean? I've listened to every episode of the podcast.
Sure you have.
Well, I'm convinced.
Good.
Good.
Alright, so my favorite Marvel movie, I decided this the other day. I really liked. I've had a mental blank.
I decided this the other day. I don't know.
I decided the other day that I don't know what my favourite Marvel movie is.
Well, Winter Soldier.
Just gonna say it.
Winter Soldier was pretty good, but
It was pretty good. Oh, but
I
Solid.
did really enjoy Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
The first one or the second?
Yeah, the first one.
First one.
I don't know. I
That's
just really enjoyed it.
Solid choice. I think that's probably the most surprising answer that we've had. Mine was obviously Infinity War.
Mine was Ogovsky.
You know, for someone who has a podcast, they really should learn how to speak.
Yeah.
It might help.
Might possibly help, maybe.
Vassy's was Thor Ragnarok.
That was
Also good. That's like my second favourite. Paris is Winter Soldier, which I think I put fourth on my list.
Nice.
Josh's was Captain Marvel, which did surprise me. Not because it's a bad movie, but just how hesitant he was leading up to it. That's something we could talk about. Have you heard that the ending to Avengers Endgame was leaked?
I thought that was just one of those bullshit articles. Is it true?
Apparently, one of the people, I think it was the people who were doing the Dutch translations or something. Apparently they
Damn Dutchies.
like when they got because they had the footage to translate. They leaked like 4 to 5 minutes of it.
Fucking hell.
See, the Dutch ruin everything. Confirmed.
You know, I was thinking of saying something like that, but I'm like, I probably shouldn't go there.
But I'm not sure it's the Dutch.
Well, let's blame him anyway.
Okay.
Can we title this episode "Let's Blame the Dutch"?
If we're not here next week, the Dutch got us.
The thing that annoys me is like the only
Dutch
Are
reason
the
people.
Dutch?
I will neither confirm nor deny.
I'm not obliged to answer this question.
My lawyers say I don't have to answer any Dutch-related questions.
But
Go on.
like clearly, if they leaked just the ending, they're just doing it to be dicks. Like, you know, if they wanted to leak, they were going to leak the whole movie so that like they could show their friends and be like, "Look, this is the whole movie. Look how cool I am." As their friends is like, I don't know, jerking him off or whatever they do.
What the fuck? That's
Dutch
people
people
for you.
things.
Oh God, we're
It
gonna
wasn't
have a
even
lot
like
of
a
angry
Dutch joke.
emails coming.
No, we all know you hate Dutch Cam.
I was just saying because like these people suck. That's something that losers do.
Dutch people.
Jeez.
Not Dutch people, but whoever leaked it.
On this episode, Cam abuses the Dutch. Sorry, Dutch viewers.
Anyway. But like they're clearly leaking this just to spoil people. Why leak the last 5 minutes?
Oh no,
Also,
it's not the last 5.
what's the ending though?
No, it's not the ending. Apparently, it's
Isn't it?
just a very
It's
important.
like important part.
Yeah, it's 4 or 5 minutes of like the most important scene. It'll be like the scene like leading up to it, but not the ending scene where they're all like, "Oh, look at everyone's alive," you know.
Spoiler. Ethan's seen it.
Spoiler.
I did the English translations.
You translated it from English to like Aussie slang.
Yeah, nah. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, and living in harmony. The only way I could see that leaking an important part of the movie is if, say, like something happened at Disney or Marvel, like where if it was the Dutch, that department was like involved in like some really like shitty thing that happened. Like
Yeah.
I know that, and they kind of leaked it as a revenge type thing for the shit time they had whilst working on the movie.
Yeah, they're like, "Damn,
That's
you're
the only-
spoiling the movie."
That's the only reason I could see for them to do it.
They're still idiots though. Like, they basically destroyed ties with one of the biggest film companies.
Yeah, there goes their
just like-
career. Well,
Yeah.
actually, maybe they can get jobs at DC now. But I
I
don't know why
don't
you'd
think
want
that's
that,
gonna
but-
work. But they can try. Oh, please hire us. We leak the ending to Marvel movies.
You might leak the ending to ours.
Yeah, but we won't. Oh, okay, you're hired.
And they say, yeah, but you're Dutch, so. And it turns out Cameron's the CEO of Disney or
Yep.
something. Oh,
CEO of Anti-Dutchland.
no Dutchies allowed.
Plot list. Plot twist.
Plot
Oh,
list.
God. Plot list. I'm just gonna show myself out. See you guys.
See you, Cam. Is that land I see in the distance? Goodbye.
But you know how? Well, I ranted about this last week, but everyone's like talking about how Hawkeye is the most useless character. I disagree and say that Black Widow is the most useless character.
Yeah.
Changed my mind.
I don't want to. I think you're right.
It's not because she's a woman. Plenty of strong women.
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good female characters in Marvel, but Black Widow isn't one of them.
Yeah.
At least, like, Hawkeye's just got, like, really good marksmanship. He's kind of like Bullseye in a way, but good.
Oh, Bullseye's.
Yeah.
Like, he can just make these, like, impossible shots from miles away. And what can Black Widow do? Like, shoots her pistol at, like, some flying alien ship and it does nothing, pretty much.
Yeah, I know, but she's also good at like sort of like tactics and stuff.
She's good at hand-to-hand combat, like, really close stuff, close range stuff. Like, we saw it in Winter Soldier. She was really good
Yeah.
at taking down people, but...
And in like in Winter Soldier and the original Avengers, she's really good at getting info. Like how she finds out that Loki's
Well, she's a
after
spy,
Hulk.
so yeah.
Like
Well-
that's handy to have on your team.
Like, she's not useless,
True.
but for a
But-
team of superheroes
Yeah.
who, like, have to battle, like, Thanos and Loki and other, like, godly threats, it's just, like, she's the most useless.
Would you rather watch a scene, like a fight scene with lasers and shit going on, or would you rather watch a scene of someone obtaining information?
It depends how they obtain the information.
Torture.
Yes.
Fuck.
Speaking of torture, thanks for listening to our podcast.
Wow.
That's a good one.
So Ethan's never invited back. Yeah, but like between her and Hawkeye all the way. Especially if he has like
Definitely.
his trick arrows from the comics.
By the way, shout out to S Dudes. Almost forgot. Speaking about dudes,
Good job.
what are some things that were ruined because it became too popular?
Can I take a guess at why you came up with this? What spurred this?
You can, but I'll tell you right now that I have no idea.
I was gonna say, was it Rick and Morty?
No, but that's a very good answer. That's probably the best answer. Cameron wins.
Cameron wins Chaotic Voyage, but it definitely did get ruined.
Yeah, very quickly. That whole Szechuan sauce incidences that happened. That was just yeah. Just the fan base became just really cringy and like over the top, and that ruined it for me. Like,
Yeah.
You'd think like if a show was good enough, if there was some like really toxic fans and stuff, it wouldn't bother you because like the show's just that good. But like it really did ruin it for me. Like it was just too much. Like I didn't want to be associated with that fan base anymore.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people in the same boat.
Yeah. I wouldn't even watch it like incognito, like secretly in shame. I still couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if this podcast ever takes off, something like that doesn't happen to us.
Just get a cringy fan base.
I mean, we probably would, to be honest.
Yeah, cringy humor gets cringy fans.
Our humor's like, I want to say it relies on a lot of shitty puns, and also self-deprecation. So I think our fans are gonna be like,
Yeah.
self-deprecating like assholes. I'm not saying this to our fans. I love our fans. If we ever get any more,
Nice.
but
Good
there'll
save.
definitely be those. Those types of people who just make the most pathetic puns and then just like cover up their depression with jokes.
So basically, what Paris is saying,
I'm
is
the
that
worst, lol.
if you're watching this in April 2019, you're a cool fan. If you joined after that, you're cringy as fuck.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's pretty much what he's saying.
That's what you're saying.
Pretty much a direct quote.
Well, is that land I see in the distance?
It sure
Uh-oh.
is.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So is this when we stop the recording?